Hey Kings of Dragons, Dragon King 551, and we are back with Michigan breakdown videos for the football season. The 2025-26 season is underway. Bryce Underwood started. But first things first, let's talk about a couple of games before I go into this. Every week I'm going to talk about the top 10 matchups and everything. The final matchup is Notre Dame versus Miami. While this video is going up, that game is either being played or hasn't been played yet. But with that being said, I want to talk about week one of the college football season. So let's talk about it first. Upsets. OSU, Ohio State beats Texas in a defensive battle. The score was 14-7. Arch Manning hype, I don't really believe it. Could it be another Bronny James LeBron situation because of the name you get drafted of the uncles that are both two-time Super Bowl champs and stuff? Eli's a two-time Super Bowl champ, and Peyton Manning is a two-time Super Bowl champ in 2006 and 2016, and Eli 2008 and 2012. So, with that being said, I don't know, but I don't think that the score was good necessarily. Either team was struggling because they both had new quarterbacks and stuff. And again, everyone has new quarterbacks. Florida State shows that Alabama is no longer the high power team it is by beating them by 14. The final score was 31-17. They should drop by a lot in the AP ranking as they were ranked eighth. Ohio State SC maybe moving up a slot. Penn State moving to one. I don't know who gets the three slot, but we'll see about that, and we'll see how far these other teams drop. I don't think Texas should drop below probably six or five. Oregon should move up though. So yeah, they beat down with a score, a big beatdown. Watch out, SEC. You are no longer light years ahead of conferences. Ultimately, you're no longer the top dog as you once were. You weren't really the top dog in the early like 2000s and 2010s and stuff. It was only when the college football playoff became the 14 format that's when you started dominating and stuff until 2015 where the Big Ten came in and completely changed the outlook on the whole entire thing. Um, and did it again in this year and did it again in the last four-team format. So Joe Klatt said it best, was asked the question that if the Big Ten wins the Natty for a third straight year, are they better than everyone else? Well, he said it definitely these he said paying these players has changed the landscape and closed the gap on teams. And I totally agree where now people can play these guys and pay them and, get better star players and stuff. And as I said before in one of my videos, Jim Harbaugh found a way to use the Moneyball scheme in this football because he found guys that fit his scheme and worked well and stuff. But you're also going to find guys that you want to pay, like Bryce Underwood, for example. We wanted a superstar quarterback because we had QB situational, terrible football last year. We couldn't throw over 190 yards for the whole season and stuff, and we were only getting almost double the passing yards last night was 10 and stuff, where last year it was only 5 yards per play through the air and everything. I personally believe if we had JJ or some other decent quarterback like Cam Ward or someone in the transfer portal, I think that Michigan would have been in contention for back-to-back national championships because their defense was still lethal at that point. Um, Again, LSU versus Clemson, a defensive battle. Again, a 17-10. LSU wins, upset to Clemson. Um, the SEC struggles to score points and stuff, and they weren't playing to the best of their ability. I understand those are only three outliers games. Remember, in stats and statistics, 30 or more, your hypothesis is correct. Right now, I'm not seeing that with the SEC being really good. Moving right into the Michigan game, let's talk about us. The real score of UM versus New Mexico should have been 41-17. The targeting, was not targeting in the game. Realistically, it's 41-3. That incomplete they called a catch didn't review, but reviewed the fumble and the targeting. Outrageous, in my opinion, because targeting is leading with the crown of your helmet. That's what analysts say. Now, everyone says, oh, it's hitting up high in the neck and shoulder area, regardless of leading with your shoulder, your body, or whatever, landing on the player wrong. is targeting or roughing the passer. In the NFL, it's roughing the passer because one of our Giants guys did it, Dexter Lawrence, when he landed on a Vikings player in the playoffs in 2022, and they called that roughing the passer. So I don't really know what's going on with targeting. I think they need to have it. It's a gray area because there are times where it's like, oh, I led with my shoulder, and they picked up the flag in that whole entire 22 fiasco with TCU and Michigan and Ohio State and Georgia, and Ohio State doesn't get the targeting call on Marvin Harrison Jr. because it's led with the shoulder and not led with the crown. Our guy gets hit with the crown of the helmet, but they pick up the flag and say, no, 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 it's not targeting and stuff. So which is it? Did he lead with the crown or did he lead with the shoulder? How is it targeting? Make it make sense. So I didn't really understand that. I still think they don't know what targeting is, and we lose one of our best middle linebackers next week. Luckily, we have depth there, but he can't play for the first 30 minutes of the game. Um, the defense has got to tighten up, stop jackjawing, and reduce the penalties because that's just a thing. Um, Ultimately, I don't think the game was bad, not bad, but again, we should appeal the targeting because that was not targeting whatsoever. And ultimately, I'm not pleased with the way that the season game necessarily went. Now, did we score more points than Ohio State? Sure. But we played New Mexico and stuff, and they were not the best team in the world and everything, and we weren't lighting it on fire and stuff. But did we win? Yeah, we won, okay? We won 34-17 and stuff. And, that's great and everything, but we could have scored more. We should have scored 41. It should have been 41-3. It should have been a big blowout game. Anyway, let's go into the stat lines for this. Now, guys, in no way, shape, or form do I like this new format on Bleacher Report here, but it is what it is. So, as you guys can see, this is their quarterbacks. Lane had 31 for 41, 208 yards, one TD, and three interceptions. He got three sacks, so he wasn't playing the best of his ability. Crazy lunatic. And then their backup running back, who actually did something, had a touchdown and one for one pass. Now, the only reason that they scored 17 points was the incompletion that counted as a catch, some wacky trick plays, and that's really it. Our defense was playing pretty well and got some interceptions. Let's look over to the Michigan side because I don't really care about your running and everything else because the running wasn't good for them. Bryce Underwood, 21 for 31, 67%, one touchdown. He had two sacks on him, but he had 251 yards, which is really, really impressive. And ultimately, um, it was an incredible game for Bryce Underwood, and to throw that game monster game for him. Seeing as last year we didn't have it. Then you got our boys. Jordan Marshall only had 29 yards, and don't get me wrong, he runs angry is what they said, but Haynes was really, really good with 159 yards, 9 yards per carry, and three touchdowns. Hat trick for that man. Because let's give applause for him. He came out of Alabama, and he's definitely a dominant player. But it's always going to be nice to see these other things. We had some end around plays, and that's always going to be there. Bryce Underwood tried running, and he had -5 yards. Now we'll go down to the full stat line here. The reason we had one turnover, though, was the fumble on the kickoff. So, time of possession, we moved the ball faster than them. They held onto the ball longer. But total yardage, close to 500 yards, where they had 267 and 217. We had 251 and 201. So, I'm sorry, 217 and 50. I said 267 for total yards, but that's dominant. And then the first downs were pretty even. Penalties, though, we had 8 and they had 1. We need to work on that. Turnovers, though, that's great. 1 versus 3 and stuff. Sacks, though, oof. 3 sacks versus 2. That's really good. I mean, we didn't have that. And then total plays, 63 versus 76. So, gotta work on that. And now they're just putting it as turnovers. They're not saying fumbles or anything. But I wanted to go over here and just see it. And then the game leaders and everything. I'm not going to go through each player again, but this is Google's stat line. Uh, and this is where it talks about this. First downs, 20 for 21. You see the total yardage again. Yards per play, 7.2 versus 3.5. Fourth down efficiency, 0 for 1, 2 for 4. Total plays, 76. Four punts each, eight penalties versus one. One fumble loss. This is where Google brings in their one fumble loss. Three interceptions, and then time of possession. Ultimately, I think that Michigan did better, but we're about to see this. And I got my pen. I'm ready to go with my analytics stuff, and we're just going to talk about this game. Here come the Michigan Wolverines. I'm really happy, but they just got to tighten up. Put that M, switch that M to a W. It's nice, but we got to tighten up and we got to play better because there's no way that our team is going to be like that. First drive, he gives it off to Hayes. Hayes got the sideline, down the sideline. He's too fast. There he goes. Bye-bye. Touchdown. And you're just going to see great, great play here. Great play call. Let's go back here. Nothing really going here. You got a block here, block here, block here, and then just beautiful blocking. Get up to the next level, get some blocking here, and then you got one guy to seal it outside. A trick guy going out, motion that way. Give it right here, and then he's just gonna bounce it outside and just go down the sideline and make a great, great position there. There's not really a lot to do there, but he's just gonna do it. He's gonna bounce it there, and then he's just gonna bounce it outside, go up the gut, and then bounce outside and go score the touchdown. Boom, bang. That's 7 points. Oh man, what a play! What a game so far for Michigan. I love watching our guys play. This has given me some hope this season. And look, they're going to show it again. Beautiful play. He just bounces it right outside. Excuse me, pardon me. I'm going to go down the sideline here. You're too slow. I'm faster than you, and there's nothing you can do a damn shit about it because I'm just too fucking fast. Oh man, what a play! And that is very, very good. Here we go. 3rd and 9. Comes around, goes for the run, comes down, boom, big hit. Beautiful. There's nothing really there. Just get that outside contained seal and stuff. There's not much more you can say. Bryce Underwood gives it off to his running back. He says, hey, let me get a block here. Boom! And he gives it to his running back. It was so nice, I had to do it twice. Oh, man. Yeah. Beautiful play there. Love it. Not much more I have to discuss about this play. Just good blocking down there. Good bounce outside, and Bryce Underwood's able to give a good block there. And here you go. You're going to see Bryce Underwood just come up and give a block when he needs to. He's going to follow it. He's going to say, follow me, follow me. And then he's just going to go, oh, yeah, number 21. I don't think so. And that is beautiful. Boom! That's 240 pounds. How would you like to be hit by that? Underwood fires. Got a good catch. Couldn't get the first down, but hey, it's a beautiful throw. Can't complain. Just got to know where the first down marker is and play a little bit better. 3rd and 10 for them. Okay, so they skipped the targeting, I think. Or no, they did. Hit! And incomplete. Beautiful play there. Oh, man. Hopefully they'll show the targeting so we can see it, but if they don't, I don't really care one way or another. It was just a bad call. Here he comes. Oh, batted in the air, and there it is. Guy is able to grab it. What a play there. Good defense, good eye discipline, good way to see the ball. See ball, get ball. See ball, get ball. And there you go. See the pressure come down. I think that's Payne, number 44 Payne's there. And then it just gets deflected in the air. I think he gets his hand on it. And yeah, you're going to see Payne get his hand on it or Stewart, one of those two guys. And then Guy is just able to grab it and, get an interception. And Sharon Morris is static. 5 for 7. Here's Marshall in the backfield. He's going to try giving it off. No, he's going to try firing and just bat it at the line. Not a good play, but, it's okay. And we'll take our field goal with Savad. Savad has really know what he's up against. It's good! And it's now 17-0. Beautiful plays. Here we go. Rolling out, rolling, screen. and able to get there. No, he's going to be short. No, he's got the first down. Now again, they call it NFL does wacko things and first down markers digitally. Here's the trick play that I'm talking about. Everyone comes down. That's just smart. I'm not going to give grief about that. Have some trick plays. He just kind of bounces it back to him, bounces the ball backwards, and then he just fires over the line of scrimmage. We've done that before. See, the ball just kind of rolls backwards and it's there. We've done that with Mullins against Ohio State. So not a bad play. I don't really have a problem with it. Ultimately, I'm seeing where it's going, and it's just fine. It's a trick play. It's definitely a trick play, and you don't see that. No one drops back, and it happens, and it is what it is. Now, I think this is the fumble and stuff. Why would you put this up if there's not a fumble here? Yeah, this is the fumble. So the fumble, a couple of trick plays. Yeah, he fumbles right there. That's our freshman, and he's just going to Mash, I think his name is, or Marsh, one of those two pronunciations. Um, and he's just got to play better with that, be better on special teams, and then they're able to kick a field goal here and make it 17-10 with 2 minutes left in the game. So and then we go into halftime. So I don't think we score any more in this 2 minute drive. I'm not sure. I don't remember, to tell you the truth. 3rd and 14. Underwood firing. He's got it. Oh man, is that Goodwin or Godwin, whatever his name is? Oh man, I mean, what a play. I think that's Goodwin or whatever his name is. Um, Very, very good play there. Underwood back to throw. Fires. Touchdown! There it is to our tight end. We like firing to our tight ends. Actually, that's before halftime. 24-17. What a 24-10. Versus Underwood, patient, looking, sees the pressure, and then just says, I got my guy! Yeah! Touchdown! Nothing more to say. Clean pocket, fires a rocket. Oh man, I mean that's just good. Beautiful, beautiful. And Underwood is just, woo! I'm happy because I scored a touchdown. That's my first. Oh man, what a play. Underwood gives it. No, he's looking. He's firing. He's got it to his man. Who is that? Bell? Another Bell. That is Ronnie Bell's brother, Kendrick Bell. Oh man, what a play. And then another kick by Savage. Got down the field, and I really wanted touchdowns, but whatever. And here comes the targeting. Boom! Oh, fumble! Pick it up! Big hit! Love it! They call it targeting on that. And they're going to review it. Personal foul. Targeting. Number 1 is ejected. Let's see if they show a different angle of it. Let's see if they show a replay. Even I'm shocked. I'm that kid right there. I'm like, what? What? Yeah, so here's the other angle of it. I don't really know if it is. It doesn't look like he's helmet to helmet there. He does hit, but it's not leading with the crown. His helmet's not down, and he's mostly grabbing the guy and landing on him. That's not a targeting call in my book. You know, that's a big normal hit and stuff. But in the NFL, that would be, I guess, roughing the passer because he landed on the guy wrong and stuff. What do you want them to do? Like, it's called tackling and stuff. You don't check your blind side, you get blown up by Micah Parsons, or you get blown up by some really strong pass rusher like Khalil Mack. What? I don't understand. So I don't understand how that was targeting. Fires, and here's the incompletion. That was not a catch. That was not a catch. And then they somehow called it a catch, and they won't review it. This is not a catch. See, he doesn't have full control of the ball going to the ground. That's not a catch. Regardless if that is still on his body, he's already out of bounds at that point. That's not a catch to secure it out of bounds. and that makes them go down the field and score a touchdown, which really irked me. And then there's holding and stuff. There's not a single flag. A lot of Michigan fans, a lot of people were saying that the refs had it in for us for this game for some odd reason. And here's some weird trickery again that gives them the touchdown, spinning away, and ultimately gets them the 7 points. But that's all they would score, and then Michigan would score one final touchdown. You know, and it was just like it was ridiculous in this game how some of the calls were going. And you guys see it. You see it here. Ridiculous bull crap. Bullshit. That targeting call is what pissed me off. Here we go. Here's another play. Nicely done. It was so nice. I had to do it twice again. Let me go down the sideline. I got it, baby. Woo! Another good play there. So we're gonna go back here after the touchdown. Um, and that's just another good play. So what you're gonna see is motion here. Um, Bredinson is going to come down. He's probably going to block here, and then you just got some good blocking again. You got a receiver here, and that's our freshman. Now he comes up and he I forget which guy it is. Maybe it's this one right here where my pen is. But what he does is that he kind of jukes a guy. He doesn't throw a block, but he does juke a guy, helping out to get our running back here, who comes down and goes down the field and stuff. So good blocking again, and just good movement there. So yeah, get out there, get some blocks, and then Mash does throw some of the block, but he does also juke the guy and get him out of the way there, so he can get down the field and go finish the drive off at the 1 yard line with Haynes going in. It's going to be a hat trick. He's saying he touched the pylon. He did not. And how is that not a horse collar tackle? He's up high and stuff. That should be a penalty, and that guy should be ejected from the game. So give it off to Haynes. Haynes is going to go into the end zone, and he's got it. Touchdown, Michigan. Put the crown on our hats. We have won this game. I don't know how far Michigan is going to go up with teams getting exposed. Here we go. Back to throw. Looking, steps up, gets drilled. Give me that ball! Ah! Intercepted. Get the fuck out of my stadium. Get the fuck out of here. Go sit the fuck down. Get out of my stadium, you pieces of shit and you dumb refs. Oh, and he's dropped. Stumbling and bumbling. Number 23 gets it. Civilian gets the interception, and he gets the hard hit. And here's the 3 seconds. Bullshit. Just take the fucking knee, guys. You lost. It's over. Boom! Big hit. Sayonara. Get the fuck out of my stadium. You guys suck. Woo! And that's game number 1 for Michigan. Oh, man. Under the lights. Now, going on the road is going to be tough. Oklahoma, you're on the clock. But at the same time, it is at night. So, good night to New Mexico. I don't like the targeting call. Hopefully, Michigan finds a way to appeal it. And ultimately, we're in the driver's seat for our next couple of games. We control our own destiny. A lot of people are saying Michigan's going to go 10-2. We got the suspension games after that one, the next two. So we're going to see how that works out. But ultimately, I don't like the targeting call. Hopefully our team can play better. It's going to be tough on the road. First experience for Bryce Underwood in a tough SEC environment. Oklahoma's going to be loud. He's going to have to worry about his cadences. This is where you start shuffling in the plays from the headset to the signals on your hands and stuff to try to get the guy going and everything. But ultimately, that's all I got for you guys. So until next time, don't forget to stay around. I'll see you in the next one. Hit that like button, smash the subscribe button, and as they say in Michigan, hail to the victors, hail to Michigan, go blue. I'll see you in the next one.